Hi, I'm Salina Panikot. In the previous two sessions on learning outcomes, we discussed how to develop a learning outcome and then how to organize and sequence these outcomes for a specific lesson. Our next step is to ensure that our learners have achieved these intended learning outcomes. Very frequently, while observing lessons, I've noticed a lot of educators miss this step in the teaching learning process, and this leads to a lesson being categorized as unsuccessful. So, in this final lesson on learning outcomes, we will focus on two areas. First, explaining the importance of ensuring achievement of learning outcomes, and second, see a few examples of formative assessment strategies which could be used to ensure achievement of learning outcomes. Remember, it's always good practice to assess the achievement of learning outcomes throughout the learning experiences rather than only at the endpoint. Now, let's discuss why it's important for us to make sure that the expected learning outcomes are met. Let's look at a very similar situation. Imagine I'm sick and I'm not sure if I've contracted COVID 19. I go and meet a doctor. Let's go through what happens. To begin with, I explain my symptoms to the doctor. She listens, but after the discussion, she wants me to undergo a PCR test. This is because she wants to make sure that she has accurately identified the problem. So, the first step is always to test and help identify the problem precisely. The next step would be the intervention. That is, the doctor would prescribe me the most appropriate medication, always based on the information from the test. If I test positive, the medication would specifically focus on COVID 19. And finally, after the course of medication, she tests me again, this time to make sure the intervention was successful and would stop medication only after the test shows a negative result. This is the general procedure followed in any medical profession. Test, intervention, and then test again to validate that the intervention was effective. This is a procedure followed by almost all professions, and therefore it is only natural that a similar professional procedure must be followed for a teaching and learning program. Consequently, during any course of instruction, the first step must be a diagnostic test to check if students have the requisite background knowledge required for new learning. The next step would be to teach, that is, to plan and implement learning activities that are aligned with the expected learning outcomes, and this will be to encourage deep learning of the new concept taught. Finally, as with the doctor, the teacher needs to check if learning has happened in all the learners. This is achieved with the help of formative assessments. The assessments are called formative because the information from these assessments will confirm to the teacher if the learners have achieved the intended learning outcomes and accordingly help her to modify her instructional strategies. Now, let's move on to an example. We are continuing with the same learning outcomes from our previous session. I've included here examples of simple but effective assessment tools to ensure achievement of each of the learning outcomes. The information from these assessments will inform the teacher on the level of student learning and help mediate accordingly. Let's look at learning outcome 1. The learners are expected to define condensation. Here, a think, pair, share activity could be employed as an assessment tool to check and improve student learning. In this task, learners are grouped in pairs and students interact with each other to review and memorize the correct definition. Initially, the first partner narrates while the other partner listens and provides feedback. Then, the second partner narrates and the first partner provides feedback. Similarly, a graphic organizer could be used as an assessment tool to check learner understanding of the second learning outcome. Graphic organizers are great at encouraging students to understand, organize, and structure information. In this instance specifically, it helps in reviewing and reinforcing the process involved in condensation. Likewise, a round-robin activity could be used to assess the attainment of the third learning outcome. In this activity, each student gets a turn to put forth their example, And finally, the group decides on the best example to highlight. This activity can work as an assessment tool and help students acquire decision-making and conflict resolution skills. Now, let's look at the fourth learning outcome. It could be evaluated by the activity showtime. Here, students demonstrate their understanding through an activity of their choice. Similarly, the final learning outcome could be evaluated through a project-based learning task. To sum it up, educators could use a variety of tasks as assessment tools to evaluate the achievement of the expected learning outcome. This ensures that effective learning has happened in their classroom. I'm sure you now understand how to use formative assessments to ensure attainment of learning outcomes. In my next video, I will discuss how to structure and sequence the learning experiences in a lesson to encourage effective learning. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Till we meet next time, happy learning!